Have you ever felt like you're just running in place? You're working hard, you're trying to save money, but you're just not getting ahead? It's like you're stuck on a financial treadmill. Well, guess what? That's not an accident. The system is literally designed that way. But the good news is, wealth is also designed. And today, we're going to break down the blueprint for flipping that script.
This quote from Mark Moss, man, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of everything we're talking about. You're either consciously, actively building your own system, your own wealth engine, or the system is building you. So it's a choice. Are you the architect, or are you just one of the bricks?
We all got this script when we were kids, right? Go to a good school, get a safe job, buy a house, save up for retirement. For a while, that was the American dream. And you know what? For our parents or grandparents, it kind of worked. But the world has totally changed. That old plan, the one that used to promise freedom, is now built on a foundation that's basically crumbled.
So let's just call the script what it's become. It's a trap. It was never really designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to make you predictable. It's a system built to create really good employees and really reliable consumers who pay their taxes on time and never ever question the rules of the game.
Now, just look at this comparison here. It's pretty stark. The old promise was all about creating your own wealth, about building owners. But today, that same exact script creates dependency. It produces workers and debtors, not owners. It's like the goalposts have been moved to a completely different field, but most people are still playing by the old rules. Okay, so if the system is a trap, how does it actually, trap you? Well, it works through 4 specific, very clever mechanisms that are designed to keep you busy, keep you running, but make sure you go absolutely nowhere. And once you see them, you can start to sidestep them. And here they are, the 4 big ones: debt, inflation, taxes, and income. The crazy part is most people fall into all 4 of these without even realizing it. So let's break down exactly how each one works against you. First up, the debt trap. We're literally encouraged to borrow money for things that make us feel rich, but actually make us poorer in the long run. Brand new cars, fancy weddings, expensive vacations. You finance a lifestyle you can't really afford, and then you spend the next 10, 20 years paying for memories and things that are already gone. It's a cycle of repayment, not a cycle of wealth creation.
And this quote, wow, it perfectly nails the second trap, inflation. They tell us to save your money, and it sounds so responsible, right? But saving dollars is literally like trying to build a snowman in a sauna. It's pointless. Inflation is baked into the system, and it's constantly, silently melting away the purchasing power of your cash. The numbers in your bank account might go up, but what you can actually buy with them goes down.
All right, let's talk about the tax trap. And listen, this is a big one. The tax code isn't broken. It's working exactly how it was designed. As an employee, someone who trades their time for a paycheck, you get taxed first. A massive chunk of your money is gone before you even get to touch it. But people who are builders, investors, owners, they get taxed last, if they get taxed at all. The system rewards people who create assets and jobs, not the ones who just consume.
And finally, that brings us to the income trap. When you trade your time for money, your growth is linear. It's a straight line. You want to make more? You have to work more hours. But here's the problem. There are only 24 hours in a day. Your upside is permanently capped. Time is the one resource you can never, ever get back.
Okay, so we've seen the 4 traps that keep most people stuck. They're kind of grim, right? But what about the other side of the coin? What do the wealthy do that's so different? Well, they don't play by those rules at all. They use a completely different playbook, one that's designed to engineer wealth. So let's get into their 5 core rules. These are the 5 rules that flip the entire script. Now, some of these might sound totally backwards. They probably go against everything you've ever been taught about money. But this, right here, is the foundation for building real, lasting wealth. Let's unpack each one.
Rule number 1 is all about debt. See, most people use what we can call dumb debt to buy stuff, to consume. The wealthy use smart debt. They borrow money to buy assets that go up in value, things like real estate or businesses. The golden rule here is simple. You borrow when someone else's money is cheaper than what your own money could be earning for you. That's when debt becomes an incredibly powerful tool.
All right, rule number 2. And I want you to get ready for this number because it's a big one. It's meant to be a little bit of a shock. Save at least 40% of what you make. I know what you might be thinking. 40%? I can barely save 10. But the key here isn't just the percentage. It's what you save in.
And this is the part that changes everything. Saving does not mean stuffing cash into a bank account where it's getting eaten alive by inflation. It means converting your paycheck into real assets, things that hold their value, or even better, increase their value over time. Things like real estate, Bitcoin, gold, or a piece of a business. You're not saving dollars, you're acquiring assets.
Rule number 3 is how you break out of that income trap we talked about earlier. To save 40%, you have to break free from that linear hour-by-hour growth. The wealthy get paid based on growth, not on time. This means you have to link your income to the success of a business through commissions or profit sharing or owning a piece of the company. You have to escape the hours for dollars game.
And this leads us right into Rule 4. You gotta accumulate real money. And no, I'm not talking about the paper currency in your wallet. I'm talking about assets that cannot be printed out of thin air, that can't be inflated away by a central bank. For thousands of years, this was gold. Today, this also includes things like Bitcoin, which has a provably fixed supply and operates completely outside the control of any government or bank.
And that brings us to the final rule, the master level, if you will. And this quote just says it all. The very same inflation that absolutely crushes the average saver can be used as a powerful tool to build wealth for borrowers. This is where you truly start to play a different game.
So how does that work? Well, there's this strategy some people call a speculative attack. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. You borrow a currency that's designed to lose value over time, like the US dollar, at a low fixed interest rate. Then you immediately use that borrowed money to buy a strong asset that's designed to gain value at a much higher rate. In a nutshell, inflation is literally paying off your debt for you while your asset grows in value. You borrow weak, you buy strong.
So when you put all of these rules together, what you realize is that this is about way more than just money. It's a fundamental shift in how you see the world. It's about moving from being a pawn in their game to becoming a player, the one who actually designs your own game.
Look, the big takeaway here is this. The solution is not to just run faster on the treadmill. It's not about working more hours or pinching more pennies inside a system that's rigged against you. The only real way to win is to step off the treadmill entirely and start building your own system. And that's really what it all boils down to. The game that most people are playing was never ever designed for them to win. So trying to win by their rules is a losing strategy from the start. The only way to achieve real financial freedom is to change the game entirely. So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. Take an honest look at your own financial life. Are you still just following the script you were handed? Are you still playing a game that was designed by someone else for someone else's benefit? Or are you ready to take control, change the rules, and start building your own? The choice really is yours.